Good evening. My name is Shekinah Nelson, and I'm a second-year MSW student at Savannah State University in the Masters of Social Work program. Today, I will be presenting a client to you for our sample staffing. The client, for purposes of confidentiality, wishes to keep their name secret, so we will use initials. Client is RP, age 62, a male, Caucasian ethnicity. The client's background is that the client is a chief public defender in Chatham County. The client's main or chief complaint is stress. The client would like to focus on moving away from negative coping mechanisms such as using alcohol consumption to cope with job-related stress and moving toward more positive coping mechanisms and ultimately reducing stress in general. The client is, like we stated, a 62-year-old male. Client is married and has 3 small children in the home. The client has complained that there are job stressors that are affecting personal life and ultimately influencing alcohol consumption levels. The client stated that the 3 main sources of stress for them are continuous and incessant court appearances, filling vacant positions in the Office of the Public Defender in Chatham County, and unrealistic expectations and demands of the job. Client states that the continuous court appearances are very strenuous and leave no room for preparation, which makes court or trials a source of anxiety, extreme anxiety. The client also states that working in a much larger circuit has caused a lot of issues as far as vacancies and filling vacancies upon retirement or move of present attorneys in the office. Client states that judges have unrealistic expectations for the public defender's office and the way that it should be run, and the efficiency of overworked attorneys. So, during the initial engagements, the client has been very open about excess alcohol consumption. The client would love to work toward more positive coping mechanisms for when stress comes up. So a few of the interventions that we will use are breathing interventions. We are working on implementing different breathing techniques for when stressful situations arise during the job that cannot be avoided. Also, the client would like to incorporate exercise in his treatment. So we're working on possible walking in the mornings before work to energize the client and to work toward centeredness and mindfulness during a morning exercise, as the client has stated he wishes to incorporate. And finally, the client would like to work on cognitive restructuring, looking at ways to restructure his thinking about the situations that do come up as a result of being the chief public defender. The client would like to have a more positive outlook about the problems that arise in the public defender's office and learn to have a healthier outcome based on a different way of thinking. The way that we plan to evaluate the client's success with our interventions is creating a 15-question survey that the client will answer twice a week, that will basically measure the difference in stress before our interventions begin, which will be after session 3. And we will have 12 sessions, and the client will see basically after the 12 sessions how much stress has been reduced and how much he attributes the stress reduction to the positive interventions that we will implement for his case. Thank you very much for listening to this staffing, and you have a great evening.